a week too early. But that's how you learn to become a better beekeeper, I guess. Better beekeeping management. What had happened is hive number 1, top feeder, they were building comb and stuff up in there. So I took it off, cleaned out all the old comb. I smoked the heck out of them, make sure the queen wasn't up in there. That took quite a while. And then I had to take the top feeder off, clean all the comb out of there, all the brood too, because she was laying eggs up in there. Cleaned it all out, and so at the same time I took the top feeder off of hive number 2, because at that time I didn't think they were feeding on it. There were not many bees up in there at all. Maybe 10, 15, but that's all it needs, I guess, 10 or 15, and you shouldn't take that top feeder off, I don't think. And that's where the mistake was made. I cleaned out hive number 1, took it off, took off hive number 2, not thinking that they were still feeding on it. And I come back last week, a week later, and nothing but a bunch of dead bees on the side. There they are there, they're in the shade now. There you go, now you can see all my dead bees. That came out of hive number 2 here. So there was a mistake on my part. But like I was saying earlier, is that I'd been given permission to check on a nuke or 2 to increase the apiary beehive. So I may be able to add 1 or 2 more hives. I'm thinking maybe right directly in back there. I'll have to see when I get home later how much a nuke costs. But oh boy, I can see why somebody can get addicted to this. This is a fairly expensive hobby to get into. But I could see where you can get addicted to it. Because I could just sit here all day and watch these bees flying. I ain't got the time. I gotta go to work. Just like my girls are working, I'm working. I gotta go back to work. So we'll end it here. We have 4 minutes left on this tape, so I'll come back next week. And hopefully hive number 2 is really increased in its size. And start thinking about getting some pans for our feet. And then study on how to expand the apiary. Alright, thanks a lot, folks. Bye now. Okay folks, live from the apiary. Refilled the top feeder with just sugar, plain old sugar water, no honeybee healthy, none of that. Just old plain old sugar water. They fed off on the other one that I filled up earlier during the week. And on top of that, hive number 2 is still taking a dive. Still have bees flying in and out. Well, I bet you I got maybe 1 or 2 frames full bees. That's it. As you see, I'm running out of time on this one. I only got 3 minutes supposedly. But the interesting thing on hive number 1 is that the bees, let me get down here if I can. The bees are now underneath here. I hope I don't get stung. So you can see on that. That's where the bees are. I don't know if they're using it as an internal fan or what. Like I said, I removed the front restrictor, and now I just have the mouse restrictor on there, and my buddy says to leave the mouse restrictor on there because of where we're at. Let me see if I can get one more picture underneath here. There you go. Now you can see the bees. So I don't know if they're using that as like an internal cooling system, or feeding through the bottom board, the screen bottom board, or not. But I got bunch of bees on the bottom there. So, but hive number 1 is doing pretty good. Hive number 2, like I was saying, is taking a serious dive. And then we'll go from there, folks. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now.